Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Alif Daniel bin Muhammad Yusof, and I will be presenting the presentation slide for our group project, presented by Group Forget. This GUI project consisted of 4 team members, starting with Muhammad Ashraf bin Karunizam, Muhammad Nozaim Zafran bin Muhammad Fazari, and myself included, Muhammad Alif Daniel bin Muhammad Yusof, and lastly, Muhammad Hakim bin Muhammad Kamil Arif. Okay, for the next part, I'll be talking about the brief introduction about this application that we have been work on it for a long time. Okay, on to the next slide. Okay, went into the introduction part. After a long discussion with our group members, we have officially decided to choose the cities clock teams for our project. Basically, this program or project teams uh, can or that displays a list of cities and the local times in a clock. When a city is selected in the list, its clock is displayed in a large picture on the right with the details below the clock, such as the city name and and which country the city is in, the current date, and also the current exact time.
Assalamualaikum. So I'm gonna explain or briefly present to you about our list of features. So basically, in our project, we use 12 features. Uh, 12 features is city selection, clock display, time zone support, continuous clock update, city information, city option, GUI of components, GUI layout, user interaction, threaded clock update, clock hands, and lastly clock numbering. So back to the first one, city selection. What is it used for? City selection are used for user can select different cities from a drop down list. The next feature is clock display. The function of clock display is it's for the application to display a clock for the selected city within hours, minutes, and second hand. And the third one is time zone supports. For this time zone supports, it shows for the clock shows the correct time based on the selected city's time zone. For the fourth one, continuous clock update. The clock are continuously update in a separate thread to reflect real-time changes. The fifth, city information. So we'll be using selected cities. The selected cities name will be displayed along with the current date and time. And the sixth one is a city option, which is the initial cities provided are New York, London, and Tokyo. Additional cities could be added easily. And then for the GUI components, the GUI includes a main J-frame, J combo box for city selection, and a custom clock panel for clock display. For the 8 GUI layout, the GUI layout is basically organized with city lists on the left, and for the clock, it will be displayed on the right side. And for number 9, for user interaction, so basically the user can interact with the GUI by selecting different cities to view their corresponding clocks. Number 10, a threaded clock update. For threaded clock update, it will have the clock will have the capable to continue updating in separate thread to avoid freezing the GUI. And number 11, clock hands. So basically for the clock hands is for the clock to display hour, minutes, and seconds. Lastly, clock numbering, just to make sure that the clock face includes number of each hours.
Next, for the main outputs, for the first one, we will look at the New York clock.
As you can see on the slide, it shows today, which is 19 January 2024, 2:52:20 a.m. Next one is Tokyo clock. Uh, in the slide, it shows 4:53:30 p.m. And lastly, the London clock is on the slide, shows 7:54:23 a.m.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I just got back from the mosque. My name is Muhammad Hakim bin Makan Arif. My ID number is 2023-87-36-24. Today, I'm going to demonstrate you about the system demonstration that we have developed. Okay, today, first is user interface component. The user interface component JFrame setup or City Clocks GUI. City Clocks GUI is a subclass for JFrame. This one, JFrame, is responsible for the JFrame with a title, default close operation, size, and layout. The next is JPanel or City Panel. It's set up with a vertical box layout to arrange components in a column. This one. And the third is City Combo Box. A J combo box named City List is created to allow user to select different kind of cities. We have chose New York, London, and Tokyo. For the layout organization, we have chose the selected cities on the left so that the user can choose the city Tokyo, New York, or London on the left, and the big clock on the right. So you must be asking, how do we get the real-time update from other cities, from the part of the world? Okay, first we use zone ID obtained from the city's map based on the selected city. Okay, second is zone data time used to get the current time in the selected cities. The third is the clock display and clock panel is updated correctly. Next, I will show you about the output of the source code. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I forgot to explain about how we drew the clock panel, the structure. Okay, for the clock panel class structure, we use the clock panel paint component method to get the handle drawing of the clock. This one, paint component. Okay. Okay, for the shape and for the color of the background of the clock, I have chose set color, color white, and fill oval for center X and radius center Y. Okay, for the draw clock numbers around the clock 1, 2, 3, I have set for Arial font bold size 20, just for 12 hours. Yes, 12 hours. Okay. It's not 24 hours, it's 12 hours. Okay, for the draw clock hands, I use integer second, current time get second, and current time get minute, and hours is get hour. Okay. The the clock hands for hours, minute, and second are drawn based on the current time. The ticking second are obtained from the current time and drawn based on the current second. This one. Integer seconds, current time, get second. Okay. And so as integer minutes, current time, get minute, and integer hour, current time, get hour. For the draw your hand, double hour angle, this is for the hands, the hour hand, and this is for the minute hand, and this is for the second hand. Okay. Okay, next is drawing the hands implementation clock panel class. So this is basically the math for drawing the clock hands on the output of the output of the source code. So the color, the width, how long is it, how tall is it, okay, For the color, I have chose this one, color red, black, and black. Hour is for black, minutes for black, and red is for the second. And for the width is for the hour is 6, and for the minutes is 4, and for the second is 1. As you can see from the output of the source code, the left side is the selected city. The user can click on the New York, Tokyo, on the London to choose. Okay, if I choose New York, the real-time update will be at 9:28:34 a.m. and GMT -055. Okay, and the date is January 19, 2024. It's the real update. Okay, and you can choose Tokyo, and Tokyo currently is 11:28 p.m. And for the London is January 2024 at 2:28 p.m. like 10 hours back. Okay. Okay, for the life cycle is first is requirement. For the objective, develop a GUI application to display clocks for different cities. We have chose London, Tokyo, and New York on respective time zones. Okay, for the design components, two main classes is City Clocks GUI and Clock Panel. City Clocks GUI JFrame setting up the previous that I show you, and the J combo box for city selection and a custom clock panel. The clock panel, J panel, responsible for drawing the clock. Okay. The third is design. Key features. City Clocks GUI organize the GUI layout with the city selection on the left, and the right side is the big clock. Okay. For the implementation technology. Implementation in Java using Swing library. Functionality, methods for setting up GUI components, updating the clock, and drawing clock hands. For the fifth is main method. The main method creates an instance of CityCloud's GUI, launching the GUI for testing. And continuous update the application that I just show you, continuous update in the clock in a real time testing. Okay, for deployment, distribution, deployment involves making the application available for end users. Packaging the deployment process includes packaging the application into a distributable format, JAV tags. And for the user access, once packaged, the application is distributed to users for installation and use. For random use lah. Okay. In this case, madam can use the city and check what time is London, New York, and Japan.
And lastly, for the conclusion part, I'll be talking about the overview. This project effectively integrates the GUI elements learned in this course. Additionally, to suit the application's technical requirements, other GUI elements can be incorporated. The program is both efficient and user-friendly, allowing for seamless interaction between it and the end users. In summary, this program was developed to help people know the time in major cities of different countries, addressing a real life issue. So basically, when a tourist comes into a major city of different country, uh, they have to know the current exact time in their respective location. So they might need to use this application to know the exact time that stated in that respective location of the different country. So that will be all from our group members, and that concludes our presentation slides. And thank you for attending our presentation.